Hey, Shalom, Kahalo, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. This is Ainayala with the beloved truth. Initially, my lesson is I was gonna name it "Though Hand Be Joined uh, in Hand," um, but I opened up this web page and all these articles showing you where the spirit of the world is leading, how how ramped up the spirit of prophecy is basically taking place. Um, you know, and just to show you a few things. And these are just a couple days ago. This ain't even today's articles that's coming out. Satanic Temple joins Planned Parenthood and pro abortion crusade. Is Obama deliberately dismantling America's defenses? If you know anything about those refugees coming from Turkey and Syria, um, a lot of them are sleeper cells or sleepers, who are set up by the CIA and whatnot. And you have the biggest refugee spread throughout Europe right now as we speak. But just some of the things that's just going on in the world. Russia ignores a warning, bombs U.S. backed Syrian rebels group. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Unprecedented, unprecedented, dented water crisis in Chile as lakes and rivers dramatically dry up. And that's just a small thing going on. That's not even small. That's just part of the turmoil that's taking place over there in South America, or well, Central America. Then you got Venezuela, and you got crisis that's happening in Puerto Rico. It's like it keeps going on and on. And then you got here in America, U.S. transgender woman's journey turns into constitutional fight, while the perverse beings of the world are trying to gain more rights. And in these last days, man. And it goes into my lesson. Don't be joined hand in hand with these people, man. So here you go. There's another good one. Stocks have already crashed in six of the world's eight largest economies. So how long do we actually have, man? You know, and that's one thing I was thinking about. How long do we actually have to, just sit around and be okay with everything, and join join hands with these, people of the world, become citizens of the world. You know, the elect. We got a open door, the back door open for us to leave America it's being, you know, while it's being punished by the Most High. You know, here you go. Here's another one. Pope Francis meets with evangelical and Pentecostal leaders. So what is that telling you? The Roman Catholic Church is the head of all churches worldwide. You know, no matter what church you under, religious belief you in, you're under the Roman Catholic Church. But why is he making all you know um, these journeys to all these countries to meet with all these different religious leaders? You got to ask yourself that, because the destruction is imminent. The new world order is imminent, and it's time for mass death, man. You know, it's time for mass death. So I got a few scriptures to basically go into my topic, man, which is it's basic, man. Though hand be joined in hand, man, and it's based off of the scripture Proverbs 11:21. I'll get that real quick. Just some scriptures I just jotted down real quick. Proverbs 11:21. because the spirit of prophecy, man, is taking place. This is Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. All right. So I don't care how many people you got down with the cause, or who, who's for, you know, for you here in America, whether they be for the transgender LGBTQA communities. I don't care, how much support these guys have throughout the whole world. The scriptures is plain: the wicked shall not be unpunished, man. And they're wicked, man, because of their perverse ways. Man. Homosexuality is perverse, man. It goes against everything that the Most High created. Yahweh Bahashim Shai has created. Procreation, uh, man and woman, uniting and having, creating. Again, that again, their whole standpoint, their whole being is off of, mocking the Creator, right? And trying to find a new way, and that's what this whole New World Order is about, right? And this is part of this, you know, this this occult, what we call LGBT, right? It says, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered from America, because when, hey man, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. When they getting punished, man, like I said, we're gonna have a back door open for us, so we can get the hell out of here, man. Lord willing, we are the elect, you know, um, so that's it on that. And the Most High is gonna make it easier for us to escape. Right? Isaiah chapter 13, verses 9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Okay? And that's what's gonna happen to America, man. Right? The sinners is gonna be destroyed out of it, and throughout the whole world, man. All right, verse 10. It says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And that's it, basically the wisdom, man, of the world. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. You see, um, and the terrible are the elites, man. Okay. Verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And that's talking about the elect, right? Because is the truth gives us riches. Okay, the truth gives us riches, man. Right? Um, it gives us riches, and it keeps our mind stable. Man. It keeps us stable. Um, verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens and the earth. Uh, Slack. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, and it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. And that's how that's how dire things are gonna become. Things are gonna get so worse out here. Um, you know, as far as you know, uh, relations, or community relations, or ethnic relations, however you want to say it. People are not going, you know, people are not going, deal with each other just based on, because they can't trust each other just based on you know nationality. Man. Um, Verse 15: Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right, and that's what's going to happen to the wicked man. The wicked man, they got a target on their back. They're being marked for judgment. So you know, the smart thing, the wise thing, only the electors will take heed is that stay away from it, man, because these times of man, like I showed you, all these articles that's happening, those are just a few. The things that's taking place in the world today, uh, it's on a heightened scale in which we basically can't even keep up with all the prophecies that's been taking place. The Most High even spoke of old things that old prophecies that's taking place now. You know, so just imagine that, man. These old things, these old prophecies that's taking place that brothers probably don't even know, and that's why the scriptures say, stay occupied in prophecies, man. You know, and that's why I say, verse 15: Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, because everybody got a target on. Everybody is marked for judgment. These very times that we're living in, people are being judged, and the world, the world is so far gone from the understanding of the Most High. They start to blame, uh, you know, these, these they start to blame other things that uh, for the most part make no sense when you're dealing with the times that we're living in, as far as spiritual, you know, because the world is basically, it's really a dumbed down, degenerate, uh, you know, infirmity, you know, place, where everybody think on a very low wavelength, right? So they don't take into mind what's going on. All right, so Revelations 12 and 12, one of my favorite scriptures, because Esau know very well what he's doing. He's doing it because he knows he doesn't have a shot in hell. So here's Revelations 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, meaning the so-called white man, deceiver, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right. And see, so say, Esau is trying to basically drag everybody down with him. He's trying to, make his last hoorah, so to speak. You know. So, and that's why it says, man, it says, woe to the inhabitants, meaning destruction, and to the inhabitants of the earth. And that's why, Esau got the world as immoral as it is now. It's because, he can't go down by himself. He has to drag the whole world down with him, you know, because of, his transgressions, his debt that he has to pay to the world, not just the world, but the Most High, more preferably, Woe. So I go back to the scriptures: woe to the inhabitants, or destruction to the inhabitants of the earth, all right, and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, right? And part of his wrath is his Georgia Guidestones, killing 6.5 billion people on the planet, and there's more people than well, he wants to keep 500 million, right? A very, very small number. His, like, you know he want to be opposite, so he got his chosen elect. Esau has his chosen elect that he wants to live in his world, you know his new world order. All right, but his enterprise is going to be shot down. according to Job. So next scripture is let me see, make sure I got all my scripts. Next scripture is Second Ezra 8:50. So Second Ezra 8 and start at 50, and I'm gonna jump. It says 8:50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." And that's why you see things happening, man. That's why you see people getting killed. And mind you, this ain't nothing, man. You see all the wildfires and you know the wildfires and the imminent earthquakes that's going to take place, and the Cascadian fault line, and all these other things that's taking place, the commotions of the world, the economy's falling. These are all signs of the end, man. And people not taking heed. People think like these groups out here, they call themselves, well, they know they Israelites, but they not going according to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. In fact, they're going according to the spirit of themselves, man. So they trying to establish themselves 10, 20 years down the line, when you ain't gonna have nothing. The world, like I just read, man. Esau trying to take people out. Revelation 12:12, man, coming down with great wrath. He's coming to execute the undesirables for his enterprise, man. But the Most High is gonna cut him off. He's gonna hedge him off and destroy Esau, man. He's gonna destroy his whole enterprise. Okay. But before that, people are gonna be trying to haste and make way to live in that society that he's trying to bring up, or furthermore brought up, by way of of small implications, like the cashless society, um, with the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. Right. So I'll jump to verse 55. It says, "And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish." And this is Uriel talking to Ezra. And mind you, verse 50 said, "Great misery shall come, you know, upon the earth to them that walk in great pride," because this is an old prophecy, but now it's taking place, man. We see the miseries. We see in Mexico the people getting killed. We see in Venezuela people can't eat, people getting raped, robbed, murdered. Right? You see in Chile, uh, the rivers are running dry, man. And in Mexico, the rivers are running dry, man. All right, Central and South America, in Puerto Rico, in America, man. You know, which America has this illusion going, but for the most part, people are waning, and people are lamenting. Um, Not to mention the EBT cards and food SNAP cards are being cut in 22 states, man. Okay, so and it's just a dry, dry run, or a test run to basically see how people react, man, until the shit really hits the fan, and the grid shuts off on, or certain things happen to you and you can't fend for yourself, right? So verse 56, it says, "For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of His law, and forsook His ways." And that's what they do, man, through their institutions, through their religious beliefs, you know, through their groups they make, you know, through the movements they make. They move Most High out the way. So, like the scriptures say, man, no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish, because we don't care. Most High said, don't worry about them, man, because they're gonna get theirs, man, because their hand be joined into hand with the forsakers of the Most High and the sinners of the world, man. Which the Most High said He gonna remove them out of the world. All right. Moving on, it says, "Moreover, they have trodden down His righteous, and said in their heart that there is no God." Right? That there is no God. Yea, knowing that knowing they must die, right? So they're gonna perish, man. All right, they're gonna perish, okay, because they know it's the Most High, but yet they shun him, man. And one more thing, the hammer ain't gonna come down until they touch the elect, you know, until they try to put their hands on us. That's when the hammer is gonna come down, and rightfully so, right? Rightfully so. So this is Sirach chapter 12, verse 13. It's a good chapter. I'll just grab the point I wanted. Um, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verses 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? You know, that's just like a person getting mauled to death because they want to play in a lion's, cage or a bear's cage. You know, you've seen those clippings of that, people playing with bears and next to bears. When a bear gnaw you to death, nobody gonna have pity on you. People gonna say, people gonna immediately say that guy shouldn't have been, nowhere near that person, man. You know, it's the same with America. People shouldn't have been nowhere near that mind state, man. As the scriptures say, come out of her, my people, man. So you won't be caught up in roughly, roughly paraphrasing. So you won't be caught in her ways, man, in her abominations, man. Verse 14, it says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? All right? Who will pity, man? And nobody gonna pity you Americans that was into this witchcraft and this perversion of homosexuality and transgenderism, however you want to say it, you know, or adultery, or thugism, or Christianity, you know, and nobody gonna pity you, man. All right, so with that, it's more to that, more, but it pretty much hit the point I wanted to convey. With that, this has been another lesson, through the spirit, and your brother say strong, um, because man, if you don't see it by now, man, shit, man, I don't know how to say it, man. You know, the shit has really been hitting the fan, and it's hitting it on a daily, man. And all I can say is stay prayed up, man, and call on the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. With that, I say, call halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. This has been Anaya Allah with the beloved truth. I'm signing off. Shalom.